Hello everyone, welcome back to our video lecture series on AutoCAD. In the last session, we had discussed about various selection methods or how we can select an individual object or a group of objects in AutoCAD. While discussing about selection, I missed two options related to selection process. So today, before starting today's topic, I'll have a small discussion on these two options related to selection. So let us go back to AutoCAD environment, right? Okay. So here I'll create a circle here, like just or circle. Okay, fine. Now the last object which I have created in this drawing is this circle, right? And for some purpose, if you want to select the last object which you want, then you can use the last option for selection. Okay, I'll demonstrate it. For example, if you want to trim this this inside portion or whatever portion which is inside this circle, if you want to trim these two things, then this will be selected as my cutting edge, right? So what I'm going to select as cutting edge, the last object which I have created in my drawing will be selected as my cutting edge. So I'll just show that. Along with that, I'll be selecting some other things, some other objects also for demonstrating the second option. Okay, so I'll start trim command. Right, by typing TR and pressing enter, I started trim command. Now it is asking me to select the cutting edges. Right, now here, instead of going and selecting that object, if I type L or maybe last, L or last, suppose I'll type L, you can see that this object is selected. This L is for last. So the last object which I have created in my drawing was selected as the cutting edge. Along with that, you can select other also. Suppose if I want this and maybe some other, all those things you can select, and once you complete, you can press enter. So then you can trim whatever you want. Okay. So it's not about trimming or selecting the other objects, but what I want to show is, if you want to select the object which was created recently, or the last object which you have created in your drawing, and if you want to select that one, you can use this last option, or you can simply type L. When AutoCAD asks you to select some object, you can type L, so that the last object which was created in your drawing will be selected. Right? Hope it is clear. Now we have one more option, that is previous. In the case of previous, like whatever selection set we had or whatever object we have selected for the previous comment, that will be selected, or prior to this selection process, which was our selection select, that will be selected. For example, here, I mean, the last selection set was this line, then this arc, and this circle. Those were the selection set what we are having. So if you want to select that again, for example, I'll demonstrate the same command, like now I use trim, and here for selecting the previous set, I can type previous, or I can press P and press enter. You can see all the objects which I have selected earlier, or let me select for the earlier command, that has been again selected. So you can do whatever editing you want. Okay, so that's about, okay, I'll trim some portion. Fine. Right. So hope you understood. So we have seen two more selection options. One is previous. This is for selecting the same set which we have used earlier, right? Just prior to this command. Then the second one is last, for selecting the last object which you have created in your drawing. So those two are also clear. So fine, that concludes the selection part. Now we'll move to today's topic. Today we'll be seeing different viewing options, how you can see see your drawing, or how you can position your drawing in your drawing area or in your screen. And please note that our viewing discussion is restricted to 2D drawing. Like now, if you have 3D drawing, even you can work in 3D space, which will not be covered right now. Maybe when we discuss about 3D, I'll just have small demonstration on those things. So today we'll be primarily focusing on 2D, and moreover we have various other viewing options also. For example, viewport is an important aspect here. right? You can create viewport. It is something like creating multiple windows and placing it in a proper arranging it in a proper order in your screen. So there are a lot of other options also, which I will not be covering, right? Once you are familiar with AutoCAD environment and other things, you can explore that. That name is viewport. In fact, you can create viewport, you can name it, name a viewport, you can call back that viewport. So all those options are not focusing today. So today my primary objective here is to use two commands. One is pan and the second one is zoom. And both these commands are already familiar to you. We have already been using these two commands, but we haven't seen various options of zoom. But pan doesn't have too many options. Like pan is a very simple command which we have already seen, and we have already used that one. But I just want to discuss this once again. Okay, so pan is actually viewing different parts of your drawing without changing the display scale. Right? We are not changing the display scale. That is, we are not zooming or zooming in or zooming out our drawing. We are just viewing different parts of our drawing. You can just think like keeping your drawing sheet on your drawing board and then pressing that with hand and moving in different directions. So similar to that, here panning will display different parts of your or different portions of your drawing without changing the display scale, right? And we have already seen, like, I mean, if you want to zoom using your mouse, if you press and hold your scroll wheel, then the cursor becomes a hand shape, and if you press that and move, your drawing will be moved in various directions. So this is the simple option for pan, and for this you can achieve the same thing you can achieve by giving this pan command. If I press pan again, it will become this hand. I can click, hold and move, right? So this is about pan command, and if you want to go out of pan command, you need to press escape. Even if I press P, again it will be acting as pan. Again you have to press and hold your mouse button, then you can move around. So this is about pan, and in fact you will be getting pan option here also, right? In this is related to view, various comments related to view. So here also you can have this pan option. So this is about pan. Pan doesn't have too many options, and pan is a simple command. And another thing is pan is a transparent command. I think I have discussed about transparent command earlier. If not, you can just think that transparent commands are commands which can be used in between another commands. For example, if I want to draw a line, I'm starting drawing line from here. So now I want to pan something, right? Then I can type pan, and for that I need to put apostrophe first, like apostrophe P, and if I press that one, you can see that my cursor become a hand shape, and now I can zoom this pan to any location, and once I complete pan, I can just press escape, so that I will be continuing my comment. So this type of comments are termed as transparent comments. That is the comments which can be used in between another comment. This is called transparent comments, and pan is a transparent. Even zoom is a transparent comment. And if you want to input a transparent comment like through the command line, then first you need to type apostrophe. Okay, apostrophe P or apostrophe Z will start a transparent command, like this transparent command zoom or pan. Right, now we'll see. Okay, so again coming back to our pen, so that is about pan. Now we'll see about zoom. Some options of zoom we have already seen, like for example, like whenever I started a drawing, or even when I opened a drawing, or when I started a new drawing, you might have noticed that I'll be using that Z all command, that is for zooming all. So that is one of the practice which I used to follow, so that I can have a clear idea on the drawing which I have opened, and I can see all the entities in my drawing, or the objects in the drawing. So that is one option for zoom. And also we have seen you can zoom in or zoom out by using your mouse scroll wheel. So I'm just rotating my mouse scroll wheel. You can see that, like if I rotate this mouse scroll wheel, this will be zoomed or if I can show that, I'm just rotating this, then hope you are seeing this one. Okay. So when I rotate this, the zooming or panning will be happening. I think we have already discussed in our class, right? So this is one easy method how you can zoom, and the various other options of zoom are available here. If you click here, you can see these are the various other options for zoom, right? So I'll type Z is the shortcut for zoom. So if I press Z and press enter, you can see that the various options of zoom are given here. Okay. So we'll go by one by one. We are already seen what zoom all is, but we haven't explained what zoom all is. Zoom all, what it does is it considers two things. One is the limits of your drawing, right? The second one is the extent of your drawing, where we have drawn, right? So whatever is more, up to that it will be zooming, right? I'll just take a blank drawing, right? And I have a zoom or option. Okay, now I'm just drawing a circle here, right? Now if I and you can see that your boundary is, and I'm just this something, then if I use zoom all option, now the area what you will be seeing here will be your boundary, right? In fact, the limits will be seen here. That is the invisible boundary which we have already talked about. And suppose if I have a bigger circle right now, which even covers is over my boundary. Now if I do set all, what, just see the difference. See now that circle is completely in my drawing area, right, in my screen. That means zoom all considers two things. One is the imaginary boundary, or which we call as limits, and the second one is the extents of the drawing. Whichever is bigger, the zooming will be doing appropriate to that one. So here the circle is the bigger, or it is outside the boundary, so it will be zoomed so that I can see all the drawing, right? If I don't have this circle here, then zoom all option will display my boundary or my limits in my screen. Okay, so that is about zoom all. Right, so when we have this zoom option, the default option here is real time. When I say zoom real time, or if I simply press enter, I'll be doing zoom real time, and you can see that my cursor has become a lens, right? So if you click and drag downwards, it will be a zoom out option will be happening, and if you drag outwards, then a zooming in option will be take place. So zoom real time is an option where you can club zoom in and zoom out. So depending upon how you move your mouse, we'll be having either zooming in or zooming out. Okay, so that is about zoom real time. Zoom real time. Okay, now we'll see the other options. Zoom dynamic I will explain last. Zoom extends. Zoom extends is something similar to zoom all. Zoom extends means it will be zooming to the drawing extents. For example, see here, if I have now zoomed it as zoom all, so whatever displayed here is drawing limits. And if I have zoom extents, then it will be zooming up to the drawing extents, right? So that all the drawing will be shown in my screen. Right? Here also all the drawing will be, if I do zoom all the drawings will be shown, but the zoom factor or the enlarging factor or reduction factor is not in such a manner that my object fully fills my screen. Okay, you'll understand I use that. So I'm just doing zoom, then I'm giving extents. You can see that drawing covers my entire drawing area. So whatever scale it is possible, in that particular manner AutoCAD will be showing me, right? So that is about zoom extents. Okay. Click this. Okay, fine. Now again I will put the other zoom option. So that is about zoom extents. Zoom previous is to get the previous zoom, right? So suppose if this is the current zoom, and if I made something like that, and if I go and zoom previous, I'll be going back to the previous zoom scale. Okay, so that is zoom previous. Then we have zoom scale. We can give a particular scale. Suppose if I want to see it at a scale of half or 0.5, then you can give that particular scale, then scale 0.5, right? So it is just halved. Okay, then we have zoom window. Zoom window means we can select a window, and that window will be displayed filling to our drawing area. So here I will use that zoom window. So that will be completely displayed. So this is zoom window. So what you call it. Then we have zoom object. In zoom object, we can pick an object and also a magnification scale. So sorry, here it is not the magnification scale. It is we can pick an object, and that object will be covered in full, like that. So this object, this object. So it will be displayed in such a manner that the object is fully shown, like, in the entire space. So I will use zoom previous to go back to the earlier one. Okay, also I think I missed another option, that is zoom center. Zoom dynamic, I will come to that. Zoom center. Zoom center, you can specify the center point, and also you need to give the magnification. Suppose if you want this as here, this as the center of your drawing, and say be a magnification scale of 2 or 1, then you can select that one. So select this, and we will have this as my center, and I am giving magnification as 100, right? So I'll be getting this point which I picked as the center, and with the particular magnification scale which I am given according to that the zoom is created. Okay, so these are various options, and what we have not seen is zoom dynamic, which we will see. So in zoom dynamic, we will be having an option to have both zoom and pan together. So when I click zoom dynamic, you can see a couple of what I can call rectangles here. So one big white rectangle, then one green rectangle, then one blue rectangle. So at the center you can see an X mark here, and the cursor has become a you can say it is a lens. Okay, so when I press this, you can see that the center X mark has been lost, and you can see an arrow at the end of your rectangle, and the size of the rectangle changes, right? So this is actually, now I am actually doing zoom. When I see this arrow, I am doing zoom, whereas when I see this X, I am doing pan. So now the small rectangle, what you can see, this will be the area which will be displayed in my drawing area, right? So to understand it more clearly, I'll do one thing. I'll just draw a rectangle here, so that I want my screen to be displayed something like this, not exactly like this, something like this. This is what I want. Okay, I'll show that I want instead. So this, I'm using this zoom window option, right? I want something like this, right? So how I can do that? Using zoom dynamic. That is what I'm going to do. So set the center, and taking this zoom dynamic option. Now you can see that white window is bigger, so I just want to make it smaller, so that I'm moving to zoom option. So just reducing that one to almost matching the other one. Okay, now I am moving it to this location. Now again I'm just reducing it. Okay, fine. So now if I select this one, you can see that this rectangle what you will be seeing there, that will be displayed completely in your drawing area. So that will be zoomed like that. Okay, just see. So this is what zoom dynamic is. Okay, I'll do a zoom previous. Right. So this is about various options related to zoom. So we have seen pan command. Pan doesn't have too many options. Pan is very simple and straightforward. Then we have zoom. Zoom have various options, And all these options have been explained here, so you can use any of these options depending upon your convenience. And in most of the cases in our drawing, we are okay with this scroll wheel, because if you don't have too many objects complicated. But if it is a very big diagram, like, I mean, if it's a very big figure, like for example the one in which we have prepared the entire campus, and if we want to locate some particular position, then I like to pan, zoom, and do all those things. So that in those cases we'll be using these type of commands. So that's all about zoom and pan, or how to view your drawing. And in fact, as I discussed earlier, we have viewports, named viewports, like arranging the viewports, and in 3D we can have various other options also. In fact, we have seen this navigation wheel and other things initially when we started AutoCAD class, and this again we will be using when we move to 3D, which will be my focus as far as the next video session is concerned. So we'll just understand some basics of creating 3D drawing, that is moving from 2D to 3D. So it's not possible to cover all the topics related to 3D, but I will be explaining some basic requirements as far as 3D is concerned. So with that, I conclude all the 2D topics or all comments, details required for preparing 2D drawing with respect to as far as AutoCAD is concerned. Although I haven't mentioned how to take a printout, it's also not that much easy. Maybe I'll have a demonstration of taking printout of connecting to a printer, or maybe printing into a PDF and showing that one in later sessions, like after I complete some 3D options, and then we will see. Okay, thank you for watching, and please do discuss if you have any clarifications, so that we can understand this. And as I mentioned earlier, AutoCAD is a very powerful drafting software which can be used very effectively for preparing your drawings. Okay, stay home, stay safe, and thank you for watching, and do follow all the sessions. You can again revisit all the sessions if you want, and you can learn all these details. Thank you. Bye.